For the Record, proudly brought to you by
Brand Source Home Gallery, inspiring luxury, and JN Money.
From abroad to yard.
Fast, affordable, convenient. Doctor's Hospital. Peace of mind is important when life happens. Doctor's Hospital, always there for you. Call 949-6066. And Cayman Airways, call them on 949-2311 to book your nonstop flights to Los Angeles and Panama. And Digicel, Cayman's bigger, better network. And Kirk Market. Experience a world of choice.
We ask our listeners and viewers to avoid any statements or comments which are abusive, derogatory, malicious, or defamatory. Do not use indecent language or make any statement that is false or misleading. Call 1-800-534-8255, 949-6990, 949-8037, or WhatsApp us on 925-3261.
Live from Radio Cayman Studio.
This is For the Record with Orrett Connor.
Hear from your government officials, independents, and the opposition on issues that matter to you.
For the Record.
Engage in an open dialogue between residents and lawmakers.
With Orrett Connor.
Informative, impartial, insightful.
This is For the Record.
For the Record. 1-800-534-8255. Your calls, your input. This is For the Record. And now, your host, Orrett Connor.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. O land of soft, fresh breezes and verdant trees, so fair. Today is Friday, the 19th day of July 2024, right here in the beautiful Cayman Islands. And with computer disruptions, the cloud disruptions throughout the world, we here in the Cayman Islands, not immune to it as well. So some of you, most of you, would have had some issues, as well. But with all of that, we hope and we trust that everyone had a restful, peaceful, enjoyable evening. Those of you who are on our roads, we urge you to please be extremely cautious, whether you're a pedestrian, a cyclist, or if you're operating any type of motorized vehicle. Ensure that you observe the rules of the road. Remember, the life you save may just be your own. For those of you who are celebrating a birthday today, or if you've celebrated one over the past few days, we want to wish you a happy birthday. And to remind you that For the Record, birthday shout-outs brought to you by Coca-Cola, who are proud to support your birthday shout-outs. Coca-Cola, available across the Cayman Islands from Tortuga wholesalers. You should accept no substitutes. Taste the feeling with Coca-Cola. For those of you who have lost loved ones, again, we want to extend our sincere condolences to you. We hope and we trust that your faith will help to carry you through these extremely challenging times, and that the memories of your loved ones will be a blessing. Those of you who are ill and are either at home or at a medical facility here in the Cayman Islands or overseas, we do wish you a speedy recovery. So, folks, I want to thank you for allowing Radio Cayman and, by extension, For the Record, into your homes, into your vehicles as you traverse the busy roads of the Cayman Islands, into your places of work. As you know, For the Record is a show produced by the staff and management of Radio Cayman, and it is geared towards keeping you abreast of issues as they arise and play out on the local, regional, and international scene. I am your host, Orrett Connor, and you're welcome to join me every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 7:30 a.m. until 10 a.m. During that period, our phone lines are open. This morning, again, is the beautiful radio voice of the old gal, Miss Susan Watson, waiting to take your calls. You can call us on our toll-free number provided courtesy of Flow. That toll-free number, 1-800-534-8255. You can also call us on 949-8037, 949-6990. WhatsApp us, 925-3261. You can also call us from that WhatsApp number as well. And if you just simply want to watch us, and then you can subscribe to Radio Cayman live stream as well. So let's look first at the birthday shout-outs. We see that Hopeton Lindo is celebrating his birthday today. And then I'm going to go to these and then come back to some other ones. One of our listeners has sent in and said, could you please announce birthday greetings tomorrow, the 20th of July, 2024, to Mr. Langley Powery, Miss Velma Powery Hewitt, Sasha Rankin, Justin Miller, Jeremiah Archer, and Avani Ebanks. So they're all celebrating birthdays tomorrow. Again, Mr. Langley Powery, Miss Velma Powery Hewitt, Sasha Rankin, Justin Miller, Jeremy Archer, and Avani Ebanks. And we have more birthday shout-outs as well. Some I may end up repeating a second time because they're going to show up on this list as well. I did mention Hopeton Lindo earlier. Brian Arnie Barnes celebrating birthday today as well, July the 19th. And in addition to Miss Velma celebrating her birthday tomorrow, we have Donna Dilbert, who's also celebrating a birthday tomorrow. Mr. Randy Smith celebrating a birthday tomorrow. Norma Jackson Ebanks celebrating a birthday tomorrow. Juliet Evangelist Reed also celebrating a birthday tomorrow. And Lizine Bowie celebrating a birthday tomorrow. Later on in July, on Sunday, Mr. Cassidy Jackson is celebrating his birthday as well. So we want to give a big shout out to Mr. Cassidy Jackson on his birthday on Sunday. Robin Walton also celebrating a birthday on Sunday. Kevon Carter celebrating a birthday on Sunday. And this must be a stage name or something. Mickey Spice also celebrating a birthday on Sunday, the 21st. Mikey Spice. I see, that goes to show you how much I know about him. Mikey Spice celebrating a birthday as well. Let me make sure that we have covered all of them. I think we have. One more. Miss Tara Bowley is also celebrating a birthday this weekend as well. So we're going to give her a shout out today in advance, and then we're going to give her a shout out again on Monday. Also Miss Tara Bowley. Okay, and to remind you folks that For the Record birthday shout outs brought to you by Coca-Cola, who are proud to support your birthday shout-outs. Coca-Cola, available across the Cayman Islands from Tortuga wholesalers. You should accept no substitutes. Taste the feeling with Coca-Cola. Also, we have someone else is asking me to send birthday greetings to their daughter, Vernicia Parchment. Happy birthday. It's today, the 19th of July. Birthday greetings are coming from your mom, Mrs. Ruth James, also from your brothers, your sister, also from your children and grandchildren. May you live to see many, many more, and God blessing. Daughter, Venetia Parchment. Daughter, Venetia Parchment as well. Okay, so those are the birthday shout-outs, and I now have an opportunity to introduce my guest. Just to say to you, if you have any more birthday shout-outs, just send them in to us. Our WhatsApp number, 925-3261. And throughout the course of the show this morning, we will share them with our audience. Once you let us have those details, we certainly will be sharing them for you as well. So it is my pleasure again to have in the studio with me this morning none other than Dr. Steve McField. So Doc, I'm going to give you about 2.5 minutes for your introduction. Thank you for coming back into the show this morning. Hope all is well with you and your family as well, Doc.
Good morning to you, Mr. For the Record, and good morning to all your listeners in For the Record land and those in the Cayman diaspora who listens to you Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Yes, I had a little hiccup this week here, but it wasn't that bad. It wasn't scary. And I'm over it. I'm over that now.
Okay, good.
Yes, and back at work today and doing a lot of things. And yesterday I went to my regular IAT meeting, my immigration
Appeals Tribunal.
meeting and so forth and things like that. So, and I have been listening to local events and I but one thing that I was following was the McBush case.
Okay, yeah.
And I saw that that came to a rightful conclusion because there was the evidence that was pretty shaky. That I think that was a good outcome, and was not. I didn't see any controversy about it in the media, and from talking to people. And then I was looking at all the matters that are happening in the outside world. The jurisdictions. The Trump saga, the Trump
The attempted
assassination of
Okay,
of the prospective president, and on the other hand, the urging resignation of the sitting president. No, that has never happened in the history of presidency of America before, or in kingship. Maybe it's happening in England in kingship where you were liable to get your head chopped off.
Yeah, you hated them,
chopped off, but never. I don't think that happened in the Americas. And then this morning I got up and I discovered that there was a worldwide IT blackout, and that tells you how vulnerable we are, and that we're not all gods, and that we're all vulnerable to something and to someone, and that we still are servants to each other. And that brings me to the point where we are now in our own jurisdiction here. We are also not too far away from a new election, and then I saw in the news where some people are getting up a petition, and obtaining signatures, and also obtaining permission from the RCIP to engage into a march against I don't know who is against. Is it against government or is it against CUC? I don't know. It has not been clear to me why they're marching and who they're marching against. So those are things, and then that brings me to as I was driving in this morning, I was thinking about, history repeats itself, because remember in 1970, the largest march ever happened in this country was around 1970, when the government tried to limit the amount of land that you could build your house on, and so forth. And that march was led by no less than the Honorable Gilbert McLean. He was then Gilbert McLean, and of course he suffered ostracization from Cayman for a while. He wound up couldn't get a job, having to dig post holes for CUC to plant their light poles. He had to leave the island, and it was by the grace of God that he was able to come back, and so forth. And it reminds me of, where are we going, and what's the vision for Cayman?
Yep.
Where are we going to end up?
Yep. We're going to take that commercial break that we talk about. Folks, please stay tuned. For the record, we'll be back shortly.
The Cayman Islands boasts of a long, colorful, and rich history. In tribute to our roots, Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands, is pleased to bring you the Historical Vignette Series, brought to you by Rotary Central. For more than 110 years, Rotary members have used their passion, energy, and intelligence to take action on sustainable projects. The Cayman Islands, He hath founded it upon the seas.
When the United States instituted prohibition between 1919 and 1933, the Cayman Islands utilized the opportunity under Commissioner Hutchings to build the treasury coffers by smuggling liquor through to the United States. In 1923, Hutchings persuaded the Assembly to pass Law No. 2 of 1923, which allowed free entry of all wines, spirits, and spirituous liquors, a mechanism which was used to turn the Cayman Islands into a storage site for liquor to be imported, stored, and subsequently exported for a fee as a means of revenue.
Radio Cayman's historical vignettes was brought to you by Rotary Central. For more than 110 years, Rotary members have used their passion, energy, and intelligence to take action on sustainable projects.
Since 1993, Rotary Central has worked diligently each year to provide quality bus shelters to our community. A traveling convenience to our school children, the elderly, young people going to work, guest workers, and visitors using the public bus. We, Rotary Central, help you, our advertisers, make it happen. Your marketing dollar travels a far way. Positioning your message, your product, your services, your presence in over 83 bus shelters. Every dollar you spend, every advert you place helps to build another bus shelter, providing modest comfort for Cayman travelers. Reserve space now on the only billboard medium in the Cayman Islands. Email rotaryshelters@gmail.com. rotaryshelters@gmail.com. The Bus Shelters, a partner in community convenience. Another inspiration program by Rotary Central Cayman Islands.
At Doctors Hospital, we know life happens, and usually when you least expect it. So when unexpected medical issues arise, you need quality care close to home. Located in the heart of Georgetown, our accomplished team of physicians and medical staff treat minor urgent conditions such as migraines, chest and abdominal pain, shortness of breath, burns, broken bones, open wounds, and more. 24 hours, 7 days a week with no appointment necessary. Peace of mind is important when life happens. At Doctors Hospital, we're always here just for you. Need to speak to someone? Call 949-6066.
So much happening so fast, too much. It is hard for me to follow my health care instructions. The private counseling with West Bay Pharmacy literally saved my life.
At West Bay Pharmacy, we know how complex medications can be. Our pharmacists are delighted to offer you personalized one-on-one healthcare counseling, free medication review, therapeutic callbacks, and we will liaise with your physician to ensure you receive the best in quality medical care.
Quality of life has a whole new meaning with the right pharmacy to support you. Thank you, West Bay Pharmacy.
West Bay Pharmacy in Centennial Towers. Convenient quality care is just around the corner. Now you can WhatsApp your West Bay Pharmacy prescriptions to 516-0777.
July is Laundry Month at Brand Source Home Gallery. Get ready to save big with 15% off on all washers and dryers, both domestic and commercial, and 30% off on selected laundry items.
Is your washer or dryer on its last spin? Now's the time to upgrade. From GE, LG, Samsung, Beko, Electrolux to Frigidaire, save up to 30% on laundry appliances during the month of July.
Visit Brand Source Home Gallery on Dorsey Drive in Industrial Park or call 623-5000.
Check out brandsourcecayman.com for more deals. Voted Best Appliance Store of 2023.
When it comes to weekly meal prep, I trust Kirk Market to provide the best value for quality proteins. The butchers at Kirk Market are super helpful. They always slice my steaks perfectly. Kirk Market has everything I need for healthy and flavorful protein-packed meals. From lean cuts of CAB choice beef, tender CAB prime beef, the juiciest pork, and all-natural hormone-free poultry, to their seafood section with everything from fresh local snapper to omega-3 rich salmon. I choose Kirk Market for the highest quality proteins to support my healthy lifestyle. Kirk Market. Eat well, live well, and discover a world of choice.
What's that? No sugar, same amazing taste? Coca-Cola Zero Sugar is here to stay. Classic taste, pure satisfaction. Be sure to stop into any Tortuga location and get your own case of Coke Zero. or grab an ice cold one straight from the cooler. Brought to you by Tortuga Distributors Limited. Coca-Cola, taste the feeling, Cayman.
Our climate is changing, and so is Cayman. Stronger and more frequent hurricanes, longer periods of drought, sea level rise, and higher temperatures are already impacting our communities. If we take nature into account before we act, we can harness nature's benefits and reduce the devastation caused by natural disasters. Because when we put nature front and center, nature can provide the solutions.
This is For the Record.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. My pleasure to have in the studio with me this morning none other than Dr. Steve McField. I have another birthday shout out that I've been asked to mention. So we have happy birthday greetings going out to Mr. Ivan Farrington on his 90th birthday. Also, Miss Malania, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, Malania Anglin on her 91st birthday. May God continue to bless them. That's birthday greeting coming from Mr. Tommy Ebanks and the staff at TCE Paint Shop. So, the devil, Mr. Ivan Farrington, celebrating his and Miss Malania Anglin, her 91st birthday as well. Let me check and make sure that there are no more. And then I know that Dr. McField and Mr. Ivan are very good friends as well. So I know he'll probably want to say a few words. But before I pass the mic over to him, we also have birthday greetings going out to Mr. Joseph Wilson, who's living in the Cayman Islands in East End. Birthday is tomorrow, and they want to send birthday greetings for coming from his mother, going to her son, Joseph Wilson. I also want to highlight to our listeners some of the things that we want to talk about this morning. Of course, we saw yesterday the press release where our Premier, Honorable Juliana O'Connor Connolly, traveled to Jamaica to present to some assistance to Jamaica as well. And we spoke about that on the show on Wednesday. We talked, spoke about that. I think it was Monday or Wednesday. And at that time we spoke about the huge Jamaican diaspora throughout the world and in Cayman, as well. So we want to talk some more about that. And we want to make it quite clear that we support what is being done. We have to help our neighbors. We have to help our brothers and our sisters. But at the same time, we can give advice and we can be critical to a certain extent. One of the things that we're going to talk about is in the Eastern Caribbean, and I will share with you a call made by 3 Eastern Caribbean leaders to the world and to the United Kingdom, for assistance. And we're going to talk about that. We're going to be critiquing what has taken place, where we have gone wrong in the Caribbean. We're going to talk about the lifespan of some politicians who have served for decades as their country's leader. We have a hurricane season every year. That hurricane season is like Christmas. It's going to come. Mm-hmm. And all of these years, why is it that, and while hurricanes are becoming stronger and stronger, why is it that we still find situations where they have to go with their hands held out to seek assistance. Yes, people do it on their own initiative. Organizations do it because they know that there are many vulnerable people out there. But the question is, what are the political leaders doing, especially those who have served for decades? Also, some of those Eastern Caribbean countries have made lots of money with their citizen by investment schemes, where you have to invest millions of dollars into their countries. You have to pay hundreds of thousands of dollars in order to get their citizenship and hold their passport of convenience. What are they doing with that money? I will point out to the fact that in Grenada, for instance, and I'm not making this up, it's coming out of Grenada News, Dr. Keith Mitchell, before he demitted office, or he wasn't demitted, he was voted out, one property sold to China, a Chinese company where China Harbor is supposed to be doing the development. $40 million for that property. Where has all of this money gone? What are our political leaders in the Caribbean doing that every time we are hit by a hurricane, and like I said, they're coming stronger and stronger, but they have to be out there with their hands out seeking assistance. Yes, wanting the developed countries to pay more because they're the ones that are contributing most to climate change, and climate change has a lot to do with the strength of hurricanes as well. But we're going to look at the political angle, as well. So I spoke a little bit longer than I should have. We've reached the top of the hour. When we return, we're going to have Dr. McField talk about the devil, Mr. Ivan Farrington, his good friend, and we're going to get into the conversation. If you out there in our audience have any comments in terms of what I've spoken about so far, please share your information with us. You can call in later on, or you can WhatsApp us 925-3261. Please stay tuned for the record. We'll be back immediately after the 8 o'clock news.
Thank you, Mr. Connor. And studio time by Foster's is 8 o'clock.
When you're on the go, the experienced team at Foster's Pharmacy are here to help. Drop off your prescription while you shop or WhatsApp us and we'll prepare it, ready for your arrival.
Whether you need prescription or over-the-counter medications, blood glucose testing, or advice on vitamins and supplements, we're here early in the morning to late at night. Both of our locations at our Camana Bay and airport stores are open 7 a.m. to 9 p.m., Monday to Saturday.
For more info, visit fosters.ky/pharmacy. Foster's Pharmacy. Better health because we care.
The voice of the Cayman Islands.
89.9 FM in Grand Cayman and 93.9 FM in Cayman Brac and Little Cayman.
Silver wings shining in the sunlight.
Radio Cayman.
The 8 a.m. news is brought to you by ValueMed Pharmacy. Save time and order your prescription refills online at value-medpharmacy.com. VALU-medpharmacy.com.
For today's biggest news.
Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands.
With your latest news, I'm Carsley Fuller. Cabinet has picked its choice for the East-West arterial expansion. According to a summary of their July 9th meeting, Cayman's leaders approved the preferred route for the East-West arterial environmental impact assessment. According to previous cabinet minutes, several route options had been submitted for them to choose from. The East-West arterial extension project is hoped to address the increasing traffic needs, providing for connectivity between the eastern and western sides of the island and increasing the road resilience of infrastructure in case of natural disasters. Government hopes the new roadway will provide a, quote, more resilient and accessible link between Hearst Road and Frank Sound, as the extension could have widespread impacts on the environment. An environmental impact assessment has been underway for several years. The focus for the EIA includes social, cultural, ecological, mobility, and transportation concerns. Other items on the July 9th agenda included the issuance of 3 coastal work permits for a construction of a dock, 2 parcels in North Side just south of Rum Point and one on the northern coast of Finger Key. as well as a parcel of land on the southern coast of Little Cayman West. Cayman's leaders also approved a $250,000 budget increase for the line item assistance with infrastructure development, as well as the shuffle of $300,000 from the 2025 budget to this year's budget for community development initiatives. The Progressives' opposition welcomes the 3.8% increase in public service pensions announced by the Public Service Pensions Board, but
we call on government ministers to do more to support vulnerable Caymanians struggling as the effects of the cost of living crisis rumble on.
The PSPB says the only pensioners not eligible to receive an increase in the payment are those receiving government's ex gratia uplift, with this group continuing to receive their monthly package of $12.50. In a recorded statement, Leader of the Opposition, the Honorable Roy McTaggart, says this isn't good enough.
The pension ex gratia uplift is not just a financial support, but a lifeline for those public service retirees on low pensions. It bridges the gap between their low pension and the ex gratia payment the government has determined should be offered to Caymanians needing long-term financial assistance, and also provided to retired seafarers and veterans. Its importance cannot be overstated.
The Leader of the Opposition is urging government to increase ex gratia payments to $1,500, up from the $12.50 per month. Mr. McTaggart says this is in line with a parliamentary motion brought to the House in September.
There is an immediate and pressing need to reform the private pension system. The government acknowledged the need for this review from its first budget, but has regrettably done nothing about it.
The Pension Board announced a 3.8% pension augmentation last month, which went into effect on that month's assistance package, including a retroactive payment covering January through May. And police are warning you to be extra vigilant when checking out Facebook posts. This after they were tipped off about a number of fake Facebook profiles of senior post holders in the Cayman Islands, including the governor and the attorney general. Police are reminding you to only accept friend requests from profiles that you are sure are legitimate, as accepting requests will make your own friends list available to the scammers. Consider, quote, locking down your friends list using privacy settings on your social media accounts. Now with a check of international news, here's the BBC, which takes us out of the newscast. I'm Karsley Fuller.
ABC News with Neil Nunes. Severe computer disruption has affected businesses and government services in much of the world. Airports, banks, media outlets, and hospitals are among those suffering problems. Big U.S. airlines have grounded flights. Hospital operations were cancelled as medical services were hit in Britain, Israel, and Germany. A cybersecurity company, CrowdStrike, says the reason for the disruption appears to be a defect in its software update. For users of Microsoft Windows, it said a fix had been deployed. The leader of Vietnam's ruling Communist Party and the country's most powerful man, Nguyen Phu Trong, has died. He was 80. During his tenure, Mr. Trong cracked down on corruption and on government critics. Britain has said it's resuming funding for the UN Agency for Palestinian Refugees, UNRWA. The new Foreign Secretary, David Lammy, said the funds were a moral necessity in the face of a catastrophe. The Israeli military has identified Yemen as the most likely source of a deadly drone attack on Tel Aviv. One person was killed and several injured. Yemen's Houthi movement says it was responsible. BBC World News.
The 8 a.m. news is brought to you by ValueMed Pharmacy. Save time and order your prescription refills online at value-medpharmacy.com. VALU-medpharmacy.com.
Now, more than ever, supporting your immune system is crucial to helping your body fight off illnesses like the common cold, the flu, and COVID-19. At ValueMed Pharmacy on Walkers Road and in Buttontown, we carry all the essential vitamins and minerals to help support your immune system and improve your overall health. Some of our top immunity support picks are vitamin C, vitamin D, zinc, elderberry, and quercetin are the popular 7-in-1 immunity support. Our pharmacists are always on hand to help guide you and answer any questions. Visit ValueMed Pharmacy on Walkers Road or Buttontown. Live happy, live healthy with ValueMed Pharmacy.
Stay in touch with Radio Cayman with the latest up-to-date, accurate news and information. For your convenience, the headline news will be repeated on our sister station, Breeze 105.3 FM, weekdays at 8:30 a.m. Follow Radio Cayman on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or download the Radio Cayman app in the App Store or log on to www.radiocayman.gov.ky and stay connected to what's happening in the community. Radio Cayman, your voice, your choice, your radio.
There's nothing more important than your health, and seeking expert healthcare with physicians you can trust is what you deserve. UHealth, the University of Miami Health System, offers peace of mind to you and your family with a first-class experience. Our patient coordinators assist with everything you need before, during, and after your stay with us. As South Florida's only academic-based health system, UHealth offers cutting-edge treatment, compassionate care, and life-changing results just a flight away. Learn more at umiamihealth.org/international.
Celebrate the RAM Water Tank Cayman Anniversary Special. Get your hands on their 225-gallon rectangular water tanks, plus 600 and 1,000-gallon options. On Cayman Brac and Little Cayman, 2,000-gallon tanks delivered directly to you. Their water tanks boost superior strength, crafted through rotational molding. No high-pressure stress, no crackling, just long-lasting durability. Made from top-quality, linear low-density polyethylene. Their tanks withstands harsh conditions with exceptional strength and impact resistance. Order your RAM water tank today. Call 925-3822. RAM water tanks, built to last a lifetime.
The Council of Older Persons is proud to present the first Aging in the Cayman Islands Forum. The forum will be held on Saturday, the 3rd of August at Sir Vassal Johnson Hall at UCCI and is free to the public and open to all ages. Registration will open at 8:30 a.m. Presenters and topics aim to truly reflect the needs of Caymanians and residents, so we can all age with dignity. For more information, visit www.gov.ky/Older Persons Council.
The 8 a.m. weather update, brought to you by
CG Britcay, where people come first.
Good morning. Let's take a look at the latest weather report. Current temperature is 87 degrees. Relative humidity is 82%. The barometric pressure is 30.05 inches and rising. The wind is out of the east at 10 knots. Overnight low temperature was 83. Synopsis indicate light to moderate easterly winds and some isolated showers today over the Cayman area in association with a tropical wave moving west of the area. Radar images show isolated showers in and around the Cayman area moving towards the west. Now the forecast for the Cayman Islands for today calling for partly cloudy skies, becoming cloudy at times with a 40% chance of showers and possible thunder. Temperatures will rise to the low 90s with a heat index of around 105 degrees Fahrenheit. Winds will be east at 10 to 15 knots and seas will be slight to moderate with wave heights of 2 to 4 feet. Tonight, partly cloudy skies with a 30% chance of showers and temperatures dipping to the upper 70s tonight. Your winds will be east at 5 to 10 knots and seas will be slight with wave heights of 1 to 3 feet. Low tide will be this afternoon at 11 minutes past 2. High tide again tonight at 12 minutes after 9. The sun will set this evening at 4 minutes past 7 and will rise tomorrow morning at 5:59. And the outlook is calling for a tropical wave currently over the eastern Caribbean to move over the Cayman area by Sunday morning, bringing another increase in cloudiness and showers. And that's the very latest on your weather report.
We were on the edge of a breakthrough. I knew the substance was extraterrestrial, but I didn't realize.
Aunt Angie, what does this have to do with managing my insurance?
Well, long story long, the entire lab exploded. And the radioactive sludge went everywhere. I ended up in the hospital for a few weeks, but I was able to manage everything with the CG online portal.
The online portal. Safe, convenient, simple. CG Britcay. Good like that.
The 8 a.m. weather update brought to you by
CG Britcay, where people come first.
As part of a man's natural circadian rhythm, testosterone levels rise during sleep. Studies have shown that sleep deprivation can cause a significant decrease in testosterone production. If that was not bad enough, it can also affect brain function, memory, and mood. Many factors can cause poor sleep, including conditions like sleep apnea. Making responsible nighttime decisions, including removing screen time, late night eating, minimizing alcohol, and speaking with a physician can improve your sleep schedule.
You know who this is? That same old girl that went to Hollywood and Panama? Well, guess what? The fun ain't done yet, because this year, I'm going to country concerts in Denver. I got kick up my heels in Times Square. I got keep living the dream with Cayman Airways. We so blessed to have them. I tell you what though, this old girl's feeling younger than ever.
Make your travel dreams come true with Cayman Airways, offering international non-stop flights from Cayman to New York, Miami, Tampa, Denver, Los Angeles, Panama, Kingston, Mobay, La Ceiba, and Havana. Enjoy free rum punch, free in-flight entertainment, free seat selection, and free meals on select flights. Call 949-2311, contact a travel agent, or visit CaymanAirways.com.
Did you know that there are over 300 public rights-of-ways to the shoreline across the 3 Cayman Islands? Now you can find them easily with the new Shoreline iMap at gov.ky/shoreline.
The traffic report is brought to you by Subway. Enjoy a delicious start to your day with breakfast from Subway.
Hey, good morning. Let's take a look at traffic. Slow-moving traffic on Crew Road, coming from the east heading to Georgetown. Delays expected. Coming off of Bobby Thompson Way, steady bit flowing traffic, as well as Huldah Avenue. Further up on Shamrock Road, traffic is moderate in both directions. On the Lidford Pearson Highway, steady bit flowing traffic. As we look to the Esther Tibbetts Highway, steady bit flowing traffic as well. Heading towards the Industrial Park area, traffic is flowing moderately. And on North Sound Road, traffic is steady bit flowing. Coming from the West Bay 4-way stop, no issues there as traffic is flowing at a good pace. On the West Bay Road in front of the Ritz, traffic is steady bit flowing. And that's what's happening on your roads. Join us again at about 10 minutes past 12. We'll give you another look at traffic. Have a good morning and buckle up.
Summer's heating up, and so are the good times. Whether you are out on the water, enjoying the beach, or gathering with colleagues for an office bash, make it a feast to remember with Subway. From assorted sandwich platters to mouth-watering cookies, our catering menu has something for everyone. Perfect for groups of 5 or more. For food that's fresh, fast, and perfect for any occasion, choose Subway Catering. Visit subway.ky for catering options. Subway. Eat fresh.
The traffic report is brought to you by Subway. Enjoy a delicious start to your day with breakfast from Subway.
Since 1993, Rotary Central has worked diligently each year to provide quality bus shelters to our community. A traveling convenience to our school children, the elderly, young people going to work, guest workers, and visitors using the public bus. We, Rotary Central, help you, our advertisers, make it happen. Your marketing dollar travels a far way. Positioning your message, your product, your services, your presence in over 83 bus shelters. Every dollar you spend, every advert you place helps to build another bus shelter, providing modest comfort for Cayman travelers. Reserve space now on the only billboard medium in the Cayman Islands. Email rotaryshelters@gmail.com. rotaryshelters@gmail.com. The Bus Shelters, a partner in community convenience. Another inspiration program by Rotary Central Cayman Islands.
Can you tell me what does a turtle do on his birthday? He celebrates!
Celebrate your loved one's special birthday with a birthday shout-out live on For the Record with Mr. Orrett Connor, only on Radio Cayman. WhatsApp your loved one's name to 925-3261. That's 925-3261. Radio Cayman's birthday shout-outs live on For the Record with Mr. Orrett Connor every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday.
Happy birthday to ya!
Brought to you by Coca-Cola. Available across the Cayman Islands. From Tortuga Wholesalers. Accept no substitutes. Taste the feeling with Coca-Cola. And by Superior Auto. They keep your car in tune. Call 949-9570 or 525-9571.
Sports. Stay up to date on your sports news with Radio Cayman Monday through Friday at 7 a.m., 6 p.m., and 10 p.m. It's all about sports.
Your sports news is brought to you by Savannah Pharmacy in Countryside Village. What's up your prescription refills at 929-5045.
For the Record with Orrett Connor.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. My pleasure to have in the studio with me Dr. Steve McField. Before we go over to him, we have a few more birthday greetings. So we have Miss Venetia Parchment celebrating her birthday today. Greetings coming from her nieces and nephews. May God bless you always to see many more. Then we have happy birthday shout out to James Moore of East End. He is 62 years of age today, and we are told that there's a huge celebration. There's a big celebration at his establishment, which is located on Dorsey Drive. I think that's where the old Cayman Airways office was. That celebrations will take place there. I guess it's in the evening. So
it's called a Caymanite Bar.
Oh, Caymanite Bar. Okay,
yes, Caymanite Bar, yes.
So James Moore, 62 years of age today, and he will be celebrating at his establishment. Let's see if we have any others. Oh, good. This is something else, so I can read that. So, Doc, I want to give you an opportunity to give a big shout out to the Devil, a good friend.
Yes, I want
Mr.
to give a
Ivan
big shout out to James too.
Yes,
who's a good friend of mine. I want to give James Moore happy birthday to you, and I would like to also to give a belated happy birthday to Mr. Devil from West Bay, Ivan Farrington. I think he's just about months older than me, and unfortunately, I was not able to attend his birthday party at the I think it was just a Papagallo, and Lord Graham relayed the reasons why I was not able to do that, and I wouldn't want to say it on the radio, but Lord Graham related to him that evening. The reason last evening, the reason why I was not able to come to his birthday party, it was something that I did not want to miss. I've never missed it one of his birthday parties, and anything that he's had, I never miss going to his. I miss going to his store now, and I know that he's handed the business over to his daughters, who are now running the establishment. But when we speak about the Devil, Ivan Farrington, it brings back a long list of things that we did together, and most of all, the sports that we played together, cricket. Ivan Farrington and Captain Owen Farrington and Benson Ebanks and Collie Parsons and all of those great men of that era. And I also had the privilege to go to sea with Ivan. We were on the bulk trader together. And Ivan is just a great guy. Very humorous man, very smart man. And I always wondered, why is it that they never got him elected in West Bay when he was trying to run when he was much younger? We always sit and talk about that. I remember when he would come up to Georgetown, and we would always go down to Mr. Omar Panan ice cream parlor, and we'll eat ice cream and buy malted milks and so forth. And at one time, I think I was the only colored boy that could go down to West Bay and go to the town hall and to get a dance. Yeah, because West Bay was not an easy place to be able to fraternize. And Ivan would say, yeah, I know him. He's with me. He's been on the ship with me and so forth. Because in West Bay, when I was playing cricket for Georgetown and for the Cayman Island, for the island, I was on the All-Island team too with Ivan and Benson and Captain Owen. We were on the All-Island team playing against teams from other Caribbean countries and Jamaica and so forth, warships and things like that. We never won a match in West Bay.
Mm-hmm.
We never won a cricket match in West Bay. We were always intimidated by the West Bayers. And in those days, cricket was the big game.
Oh yes.
There was no football in those days and all these other sports. It was on the school sports and cricket. And we were just like the Limeys. We would all be dressed in whites. And we'd stop for tea. And the captain of our cricket team was Teacher McField. And he would lead us out on the field, and we would go there, and the whole West Bay would turn out to see the match. And the same thing in Georgetown when we had the match at Pardon the Ground. Ivan just a hell of a man, and those kind of men we'll never see anymore. We're a dying breed. We know that our time here is limited, and that is the reasons why we always try to get together. He always come to my office to try to see me whenever he comes in town, and he comes from a great family. His father was also a prisoner of war during the wartime.
Yes,
his father was torpedoed, and the submarine took him off the ship and put them on another ship and sent them to Germany as a prisoner. And he was a prisoner of war for several years in Germany before he was released. I think after the war he was released. So Ivan, Mr. Devil, happy birthday, and I know you have made so many people happy.
Oh yes.
So many people from all over the world.
He's our cultural ambassador right there
yes.
in West Bay.
Yes.
He is jovial.
Yes.
He is funny.
Yes.
He's extremely, helpful, as well, courteous, and you can't say
anything bad about Ivan, I don't think.
Yes.
I remember trying to get into the Co-op Hall in West Bay.
Hall,
and Ivan
some people will know what, where that is.
Yes.
The Johnny come latelys won't
know that. And Ivan will tell you that's that story of trying to get into the Co-op Hall. And then there was a shop out in West Bay, proper, and they had one of the first jukebox on the island, and we used to go down there to listen to Moringa music, because I think it was one of the only places that had Moringa music beside Moringa Town.
Okay.
And they had a guy named Bo. They used to call him Bobo. Tall, slim guy. I can't remember who his family is, but we used to go down there and sit and listen to merengue music. Me and my old pal that got killed by the bees.
Okay, Cheryl.
Yes. We call him Sharky. Sharky. We would go down to West Bay. Eventually, Sharky had a relationship in West Bay, but I didn't have a relationship in West Bay.
Okay.
Because I left the island earlier and went away. But when I came back on the island, I remember coming back on the island. One of the first places I went was West Bay, and I also have a good friend in West Bay, also JB.
Okay.
And yes, so and we spent a lot of time going down to wreck up the John B. and wreck up John B. Bar, and down to the other place there was owned by Magdoom. I think it was called. It's next to Hell. Ivan used to go there too and party. And I think that
Inferno.
Inferno. I think he managed Inferno at one time too.
I think so. Yeah.
Yes.
I think he did. Yeah.
So Ivan, happy birthday! It's good to be 90. I will be that next year, and I will join you. And the next outcome for us will be the mighty century.
Yes, yes.
The mighty century. And I
heading towards that.
Heading towards that, yes.
Okay, so we have about 2.5 minutes before we go to our next commercial break. So we're going to start off with the good stuff, with the good news, because, and I must say that one of our listeners has responded to what I said earlier, and I'm going to share that, with the audience as well. It in relation to the what I said earlier, and we do have a caller as well. So we're going to take the caller. I'm going to just do this press release, take the commercial break, and then we're going to take the caller. So yesterday, government put out a press release, media release. Premier extends hurricane relief support to Jamaica. Again, good news. And, we're all in on this. I'm all in on this. We support this because we have been through it before. We have needed assistance before. We have to be our brothers and our sisters' keepers, but that doesn't immunize them from being critiqued and saying, pointing out where, things could be better as well. So there's a photograph showing Dr. Joseph Marzuka, the Honorary Consul of Jamaica, Senator, the Honorable Dr. Diana Morris Dixon in the office of the Prime Minister of Jamaica, our Cabinet Secretary, Mr. Samuel Rose, Honorable Andrew Holness, the Prime Minister of Jamaica, Honorable Juliana O'Connor Connolly, Premier of the Cayman Islands, Honorable Desmond McKenzie, Minister for Local Government and Community Development in Jamaica, Honorable W. McKeever Bush, MP, and Honorable Pernell Charles Jr., Minister for Labor and Social Security in Jamaica. And the release reads, the Cayman Islands has commenced engagement on a post-disaster assistance with Jamaica today, Thursday the 18th of July, following a devastating impacts from Hurricane Beryl earlier this month. Honorable Juliana O'Connor Connolly led a delegation of government officials to Kingston, Jamaica, where they interfaced with Prime Minister Honorable Andrew Holness and representatives of the Jamaican government. Jamaica's Minister for Local Government and Community Development, Honorable Desmond McKenzie, MP, Minister for Labor and Social Security, Honorable Pernell Charles, MP, and Senator, the Honorable Dr. Diane Morris of the Office of the Prime Minister were present and shared key insights into the status of Jamaica following the historic hurricane. And then it shows you a photograph as well. And I think there was another released in relation to the donation of $200,000 as well. So that is the positive news. And again, we laud the Cayman Islands, for that. And we have to continue to be our brothers and our sisters' keepers as well. Let's take that commercial break. Then we go to our caller. Folks, please stay tuned for the record. We'll be back shortly.
Did you know that you can send money transfers to financial institutions anywhere in Jamaica with JN Money?
You mean I can send money straight to my account and cut out the middleman?
Yes, that's exactly what I mean. You send your own money to your own account, giving you peace of mind that the money is in your account.
JN Money Transfers to Financial Institution is another convenient service offered by JN Money. You can have this done from any JN Money location. Deposit your money straight to your account without the hassle of asking someone to do it for you. JN Money Transfers to Financial Institutions, making life easier.
You know who this is? That same old girl that went to Hollywood and Panama? Well, guess what? The fun ain't done yet. Because this year, I'm going to country concerts in Denver. I got kick up my heels in Times Square. I gotta keep living the dream with Cayman Airways. We so blessed to have them. I tell you what, though, this old girl's feeling younger than ever.
Make your travel dreams come true with Cayman Airways, offering international non-stop flights from Cayman to New York, Miami, Tampa, Denver, Los Angeles, Panama, Kingston, Mobay, La Ceiba, and Havana. Enjoy free rum punch, free in-flight entertainment, free seat selection, and free meals on select flights. Call 949-2311, contact a travel agent, or visit CaymanAirways.com.
At Doctors Hospital, we know life happens, and usually when you least expect it. So when unexpected medical issues arise, you need quality care close to home. Located in the heart of Georgetown, our accomplished team of physicians and medical staff treat minor urgent conditions such as migraines, chest and abdominal pain, shortness of breath, burns, broken bones, open wounds, and more. 24 hours, 7 days a week with no appointment necessary. Peace of mind is important when life happens. At Doctors Hospital, we're always here just for you. Need to speak to someone? Call 949-6066.
Tired of feeling exhausted, no matter how much sleep you get? It could be sleep apnea, a condition affecting millions of people that often goes undiagnosed. At Total Health, we believe in the power of preventative care. That's why we're offering at-home Level 2 sleep studies, convenient, comfortable, and conducted in the privacy of your own home. Untreated, sleep apnea can lead to serious health issues like high blood pressure, heart disease, and stroke. Our comprehensive approach means you get personalized care from start to finish. Wake up to a healthier tomorrow with Total Health. Contact us today at 333-2222 or visit totalhealth.ky to schedule your at-home Level 2 sleep study. Because a good night's sleep is just the beginning. Total Health, your partner in preventative care.
This is For the Record.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. Just to add a little bit of clarity to what to that press release, because it was more, but I couldn't open it up on my iPad. So the Cayman delegation, they were briefed on the level of damage incurred on the island of Jamaica, particularly along its southern coast. Ideas were exchanged between leaders on recovery and resiliency, as well as the need for regional collaboration on preparedness. A financial donation of $200,000 has been made by the Cayman Islands government to the Building a Better Jamaica Fund, led by the National Commercial Bank of Jamaica and its philanthropic arm, the NCB Foundation. The funding will go towards providing relief to communities most adversely affected by Hurricane Beryl. The delegation toured communities in the parish of Clarendon and delivered medical supplies donated from the Health Services Authority and Health City Cayman Islands. There's a quote from the Prime Minister. Says, as we accept the grace we received from Hurricane Beryl, it is also our duty as a neighbor with strong historical ties to the nation of Jamaica to extend kindness at this time. This is the Honorable Juliana O'Connor speaking. It brought me much joy to personally interact with Prime Minister Holness and members of his cabinet and offer direct support and encouragement. And that was stated by the Premier, and that donation comes as part of the $1.2 million pledged by the Cayman Islands government to assist the 4 Caribbean countries most impacted by Hurricane Beryl. Similar donations have already been presented to Grenada, St. Vincent, and the Grenadines. Let's go to our caller. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record. I have to thank you for being so patient as well.
Well, you should not have to read out all that. You got me all upset now. See, we in that kind of financial position, man. Boy, we rolling.
Yeah.
Remind me when we sent $1 million for England to kill them Argentina people for the land that for them. Yeah. And concerning the Eastern Caribbean, we got elected people that have been in power for years and years and years. It's not like most of our elected members get in there for 4 years and they're out. They don't get a chance to really put certain things in place.
Mm-hmm.
But you have leaders in the Eastern Caribbean that have been in there for years and years.
Like Dr. Gonzalez.
They got enough time to put in place things that will benefit them when hurricane, because as you know, they're the first people the hurricane get to.
Yep.
They're right there next door to Africa, and when it roll off, it's going direct to them, and it's going to hit one of them before it gets to us. It can't pass up there without it hit somebody up there. So, and then, see, as far as I know, a lot of them Eastern Caribbean been in association with China and signing fish treaties where they can hunt, supporting them hunting whales and all. And I know that they must be given some sort of aid or financial support where they could, in times like this, have something in place to help themselves. And now moving on to our next door neighbor, Jamaica. I think the delegation that went with the premier was the wrong one. I think she should have put in the people, the real Jamaicans, who was at the Jamaica embassy yesterday, holding up placards and signs, talking about the corruption that's going on in Jamaica. They're the Jamaicans that feeling the pinch. They're the Jamaicans they're the people who should have traveled with her and come off the plane holding up them cards, and they would not have been arrested or detained because of all the cameras there once they were not disorderly, and express those feelings to their premier up there, and I heard about the donation, cash donation. I wonder now, I think it was 6, 7, 8 billionaires, richest people that was published, Jamaica richest people that were published not too long ago. I wonder if they're going to match Cayman donation. What are they doing to help the local Jamaica people who can't help themselves?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm talking about the good buddies, which probably they never get no damage because of the structure that they build or that they live in. It wouldn't bother them. I'm just wondering now if they're stepping up to the plate, like how our premier step up to the plate, our Cayman kind was expressed. If they're now gonna come forward and donate, match or not match, they can triple the donation that we gave. Because I don't know, OC, we real quick to be the first one in line to start being nice.
Well,
what you got to say about that?
Well, in Jamaica, the Gleaner, I think several weeks ago or several days ago, published an article about the 20 families who actually control the economy of Jamaica. And among them was one of the richest men probably in the world, was a guy called Lee Chin.
Michael Lee Chin.
Lee Chin, who owns banks and insurance companies,
everything,
and he owns everything most in Jamaica.
Mm-hmm.
And they talk about proven bank and so forth. Why is it that they're not putting a lot of money into Jamaica infrastructure to help these poor people?
Well, I think we have to be we have to be honest and say we don't know.
Yes,
because there are companies, there are individuals who will do so and not want the publicity as well. They prefer to stay in the background rather than. And then there are other public-facing companies that know that the publicity, their good works, if it is good for business if they put it out there. So some will, some won't.
I think what I'm saying covers all the economics in Jamaica, not only just for hurricane purposes.
Okay, got you.
They're very rich and powerful, and yet Jamaica's very poor. And yet the average person in Jamaica is very poor, where all of this, all the wealth is flaunted into their faces. And it has resulted in a lot of resentment against them, killings and kidnapping and this and that. And so we don't have any banks in Cayman that we own. Jamaicans have banks that they own here that they own here, but we don't have the banks that we own in our own country.
We used to.
We used to. But we sold out all the shares that we own in it mostly. And I think there's a pittance of shares now that are owned by some Caymanians in it. And that's the conundrum that we face, actually. While we can help other people, I don't think anybody's helping us, because I remember when I was before the United Nations Decolonization Committee, and we were talking about tapping some of that money that the European Union was helping the other Caribbean countries. And of course, there's a European Union Bank. I think it's the headquarters is in Trinidad, where you can actually borrow money from the bank to do local development. And when I asked them about that, they said, well, they don't think we could qualify because we had the highest GDP, and our economy was the highest in the Caribbean. Yeah. And so they're always looking, stretching their hand out to us. But when the time comes, I wonder if they're going to stretch their hand out to us.
Yeah, Lord Graham.
So Lord Graham, it seems to me that that also I want to remind you too that there is something in the Caribbean called a Hurricane Fund, Insurance Fund.
CCRIF.
You see, yes, that they should be putting more money into it every year. That should be topped up and topped up and topped up and topped up until it gets to an abundance where they wouldn't need to go to another country to get assistance from the other country, because they would have enough money in the funds.
Like O.C. mentioned earlier, hurricane season is like Christmas.
That's right.
Yeah. We know it's going to come. We know it's going to come. So, Lord Graham, I can also share with you the fact that the Premier pointed out that she was pleased to announce that a 7-person team from CUC's linesmen will be arriving on the 23rd of July to join the efforts to restore electricity to Jamaican communities, which was confirmed by Mr. Richard Hugh, the CEO of CUC. And they certainly need help. I still do, what my opinion is that not enough is being done to let the outside world know exactly what has taken place in Jamaica and the help that is needed as well. They have to do more of that. We were faced with similar challenges here in Cayman after Hurricane Ivan as well, because you have to bear in mind that there are politicians, because they are political leaders, and it reflects on them. Sometimes they don't want it to appear as dire as it is, because it is reflective to a certain extent of their leadership.
Yeah.
And it all boils down to the fact, Lord Graham, that the prosperity in Jamaica that certain people enjoy has not penetrated the masses of the Jamaican people, and that's the problem that they have to sort out sooner or later, because if it's not sorted out sooner or later, Jamaica will actually become a failed state. It will be unsafe to live there, and so forth, and that's the problem that I have with it. That they need to do more to enable their people to have better prosperity, to have better standard of living, and the disparity between the people in Jamaica is too much, and we are going down the same road now too.
Mm-hmm. Lord Graham?
But Doctor, wait.
Go ahead. No, I'm calling on you.
My last trip up to Jamaica, I see hundreds almost of cranes, the kind of crane that we have here where assists those uprise buildings.
Mm-hmm.
All over Jamaica crane, that there was a lot of, you could see was a lot of construction and stuff going on.
The New Kingston area.
But all the people that were doing the work didn't look like Jamaicans, and the Jamaicans as we know them, and when I come home, I saw all the Jamaicans over here working, So they are importing, because the company that are doing the construction or the investment are importing their own workers.
Yeah, sometimes that's the terms and conditions of the agreements. Especially the Chinese.
Yes.
Especially the Chinese.
So I wondered. I wonder to myself. I say, why the Jamaica people coming to Cayman to work when I see all this stuff going on in Jamaica.
Mm-hmm. Don't forget they have over 3 million people there too.
Yes.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Lord Graham, thank you. Thank you very much.
Yes.
We're going to be open to some more calls from you as well. We got a lot that we're going to talk about here, today as well. One of the articles that I was talking about as well, and those of you who are interested, you can go to the Guardian newspaper, and that is yesterday's Guardian newspaper. Caribbean leaders call for a Marshall Plan to help rebuild after Hurricane Beryl. Those of you who are familiar with the Marshall Plan will know that was a plan that was brought into being after World War II to basically restore and to rebuild Europe after the war, as well in Japan. Yeah, folks, we're going to take a commercial break. Please stay tuned. For the record, we'll be back shortly.
She hear clunk and her car stop. I was just about to send her some money, so I send it straight to her JN Money Transfer card. It cost me less, and perhaps she use the card, pay the garage right away. She'll get discount through the JN Rewards program in Jamaica. This card make things easy. You can even get funds at any multi-link ATM.
JN Money Transfer Card. Fast, affordable, convenient. Tell your loved ones in Jamaica about it. Sign up is free.
West Bay Pharmacy in Centennial Towers, a compounding story.
I don't think people realize how pain creeps into your life. It has a way of robbing your strength. I really don't like taking prescription medication orally.
West Bay Pharmacy in Centennial Towers. They understand.
When it comes to compounded medication, it's personal. So whenever there's a problem with some medication or treatments that's not working right, then a physician will call me and say, hey, they're having bad side effects from this medication.
Compounding pain cream changed the game. Made special for me. Significant pain relief in the form of a cream. That is a new experience for me.
It's changed his life.
It worked.
Ask your pharmacist or healthcare provider about compounding at West Bay Pharmacy in Centennial Towers. Call 914-6449.
Share your feedback on Plan Cayman, the proposed development plan for the Cayman Islands. You can access the planning statement at www.plancayman.ky and submit your feedback online or at the ongoing public consultation meetings. Online feedback can be made at plancayman.ky until July 30th.
July is Laundry Month at Brand Source Home Gallery. Get ready to save big with 15% off on all washers and dryers, both domestic and commercial, and 30% off on selected laundry items.
Is your washer or dryer on its last spin? Now's the time to upgrade. From GE, LG, Samsung, Beko, Electrolux to Frigidaire, save up to 30% on laundry appliances during the month of July.
Visit Brand Source Home Gallery on Dorsey Drive in Industrial Park or call 623-5000.
Check out brandsourcecayman.com for more deals. Voted Best Appliance Store of 2023.
JN Money presents the official Jamaica Independence celebrations on Friday, August 2nd at the Lion Center. Featuring from Jamaica, the Colonel, Josie Wales, Richie Stevens, and comedian Blacka Ellis. Kids Talent Contest, Best Dress Contest, lots of prizes and giveaways. Music by Joshy Vibes and B Styles, your MC, Lady T. Health fair from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. where you can get your PSA, diabetes, and blood pressure checked for free. Don't miss Josie Wales, Richie Stevens, and Blacka Ellis on Friday, August 2nd at the Lion Center. Admission is absolutely free. Sponsored by Best Dressed Chicken, Popeyes, Ministry of Border Control, Labor and Culture, Kmart Hair and Beauty Supply, Ministry of Health and Wellness, Cost You Less, iCool, Animal House, Ministry of Tourism and Transport, Radio Cayman, and Breeze FM.
For the Record with Orrett Connor.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. We have several callers on hold, so we have about 9 minutes before we go to our headline news. We could take 2 callers before then. We're going to ask each caller to try to please be as brief as possible. First caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Morning, OC.
Good morning. Good morning.
Yes, sir. Good morning, Mr. Steve.
Good morning, sir.
Yes, sir. First of all, I agree with Mr. Graham. I understand what he's trying to say, and I thank you for that little outlook, because, you know, I'm not seeing up in Jamaica in a long time, right? So thank you very much, Mr. Graham. Kind of see what's going on now, but so, Dr. Steve, when you did say about no laws should be made for the profits of any business, right? Would you see any of those laws and call them out?
Can you repeat that?
Yeah.
You made a reference one time about a law that no laws should be made to benefit any business or for a profit of any business. If you saw any of those laws that were being made to profit businesses, would you call them out? Would you let me know?
I don't think you got that right, but I don't understand what you're saying, because a lot of laws are made to benefit business, and business benefit from a lot of laws that are made by the branch of by the legislature or the parliament.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, sorry for my misreading.
Okay.
Okay, so a lot of laws are already being made to benefit.
Yeah, and they will be made in the future too.
Okay.
That will benefit businesses and organizations and charities and everything.
Mm-hmm. Like and some may be to the detriment as well.
Some may be, yeah.
Depending on which business you're in,
yes,
or what side of the fence you're on.
Yes.
So would that be like capitalism at the hardest, or what you would call that?
Well, we are members of the capitalist system. We are not members of the socialist system. To even mention that here you'll be ostracized. You'll be ostracized, like some people like Denmark, Sweden, and some of those other countries who have accepted and who have perpetrated the socialist system. They have social, and in China and in Russia, where you have socialist capitalism, where the state owns most of the means of production and so forth. But we everything here in our country is owned by the private sector. The government is only here to regulate what the private sector does, to see that it's done correctly under the particular law that regulates the system. But so that's how we are. We are a capitalist country. There's no doubt about that.
Okay.
Okay. So and just
go ahead, Carl, very quickly.
Okay, just one last question, Dr. Steve. Given Mr. Bush record, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now I seen that videotape up in Royal Palms, and I saw that. Just giving on that record, do you think it was just based on his status or who he is in the public, that none of his offenses that he has ever been convicted for? Do you think that how it goes? Because I can see that around the world still. I just wondering if that really in Cayman, like, you know.
Got you.
Well, the problem with Mark Bush is that Mark Bush has generated a lot of, I wouldn't say enemies, but a lot of problems in his political career. Some people might say that those problems are responsible for some of the causes in which he finds himself, which has ended up in the judicial system. We don't know, but one thing that we do know is that he was acquitted of the charges that were laid against him, and that the judge and in one case stopped the case and dismissed the charges. Now, it's very enlightening to note that since he's acquitted of this last charge that was against him, the judge now has says that I made a mistake when I discontinued the others now, and has written now and say that the prosecution has the right to go back now and to look at those and to bring charges against him in those two matters. So use your own common sense. Use your own common sense. But what I do know is that justice has taken place because his peers have found him not guilty.
Exactly. Thank you very much, caller. Let's grab the other caller before we go to our break. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, ma'am.
Can I just hold on till after the news?
No, we won't be able to hold on for after the news, caller. You could call back, though, afterwards. We have about 3 minutes before we go to the news.
Okay, thank you. Have a good one.
Thank you very much, caller. Okay. Let's go to, let's grab the WhatsApp call, and then we'll take the other calls afterwards, because we're simply not going to have enough time. We have less than 2 minutes now. Let's grab the WhatsApp caller. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Yeah, good morning, Mr. Orrett.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Mr. Dr. Steve.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah, I love the discussion today. I never catch all of it. I just got a few minutes of it. But from what I could see, hearing came on right by how much money we got. I still don't understand how we can't make the people generate money versus making the land generate money, because I think that we have a big enough reputation on the island to have our own cruise line, for example. I don't understand why we don't have one. I mean, what is a better money generator than a cruise ship? Even one cruise ship.
You mean to own it and for the Cayman Islands to own and run a cruise ship?
Right. Like how they have a lot of people that study economics here. Why we can't study something like hustleomics or something like this, where we can have local businesses actually being on these cruise ships and even introduce, because one of the biggest attraction for cruise ships is like gambling. Having a casino in a cruise ship. They have restaurants that you could put local restaurants on the cruise ship. And with that, introduce a lot of more business in the economy to the island, for locals. Like literally this is supposed to benefit only locals. Anybody want to invest in it, fine, but it's supposed to benefit for the locals.
Okay. Interesting thought. Something that we could pursue on another show as well. Yeah. We have reached that point in time, top of the hour, headline news. When we return, we still have other callers on hold. We will take those calls. Don't change that dial. Please stay tuned For the Record. We'll be back shortly.
Radio station. Radio Cayman is the voice of the Cayman Islands. From Radio Cayman's newsroom, this is Headlines. Local, regional, international news.
The Headline News is brought to you by Kirk Market and Health Services Authority.
Government's Computer Services says a resolution is in progress for the global CrowdStrike antivirus issue that's affecting some government systems. The Computer Services Department says it's working with CrowdStrike on a, quote, necessary fix and is urgently working to resolve the issue as quickly as possible. Major IT outages have hit industries across the world. Almost 1,400 flights have been canceled and banking, healthcare, and shops affected. Cybersecurity firm CrowdStrike says a, quote, defect in one of its software updates hit Windows operating systems. A fix has been deployed, and the company says it could be some time before systems are fully back up and running. Major airlines in the U.S. are citing communications issues. Delta, which is one of the world's second biggest carriers of passenger numbers, says all of its flights were paused. American Airlines grounded its flights earlier, but says it has resumed service. Those are your headlines. I'm Karsley Fuller.
More news available at www.radiocayman.gov.ky. Check out our social media pages: Facebook, YouTube, X, formerly Twitter, Radio Cayman Headline News.
Residents of Boddentown, we want to hear from you.
As HSA plans to expand our services and facilities in the Eastern Districts, we want to give you a chance to tell us what services you'd like offered in Boddentown so that we can best serve our community. We invite you to complete our brief online survey by visiting hsa.ky or the Boddentown Health Center for more details. At HSA, we remain committed to caring for you.
When it comes to weekly meal prep, I trust Kirk Market to provide the best value for quality proteins. The butchers at Kirk Market are super helpful. They always slice my steaks perfectly. Kirk Market has everything I need for healthy and flavorful protein-packed meals. From lean cuts of CAB choice beef, tender CAB prime beef, the juiciest pork, and all-natural hormone-free poultry, to their seafood section with everything from fresh local snapper to omega-3 rich salmon. I choose Kirk Market for the highest quality proteins to support my healthy lifestyle. Kirk Market. Eat well, live well, and discover a world of choice.
For the Record with Orrett Connor.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. We still have callers on hold as well. Is the caller there? Ms. Susan, caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record. Okay, that caller is on the line, but we're not hearing them. Meanwhile, Doc, Dr. Ralph Gonsalves.
Yes.
He has been the Prime Minister of St. Vincent and the Grenadines since 2001. That is 23 years
wow.
as the leader of a country. Let me make it quite clear also that St. Vincent and the Grenadines is not one of the Caribbean countries that has a citizen by investment regime or program that they're running. So those countries that are running those citizenship by investment, Antigua and Barbuda, Dominica, Grenada, St. Lucia, and St. Kitts and Nevis. They are the ones that have a citizen by investment program. And let me, for the benefit of our listening and viewing audience, explain to you what citizenship by investment is. Caribbean citizenship by investment, known by the acronym CBI programs, are highly sought after by those who wish to secure an alternative passport to expand their citizenship rights. And those citizenship rights usually mean their ability also to travel to countries where their national passport would not take them.
Yes.
Right? Estate planning options, their ability to travel worldwide, whether that be for personal or business reasons and or as an insurance policy in case the situation in their home jurisdiction takes a turn for the worse. Caribbean CBI programs provide successful applicants with the option to live and work in their chosen country, tax efficiency, freedom of movement within member states of the Caribbean community, known as CARICOM, and visa-free or visa upon arrival success to up to 155 countries around the world. So that is what citizenship by investment is all about. That's what it can buy you. We do have our caller now. Let's go to the phone lines. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Morning, OC.
Good morning. Good morning. How are you, sir?
Okay. I'm not calling about the obvious. I'm just calling to.
Who's that?
This is McKeever Bush.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, but I'm calling just to make an announcement on the hurricane efforts to assist Jamaica. Jamaica is the south side of Jamaica is really, really mashed up. St. Elizabeth, those kind of places. We came and made an initial visit. I'm still in Jamaica to visit a hospital in Black River. St. Elizabeth is really devastated, and I wanted to announce that I'll be speaking at the making an announcement at the United Pentecostal Church on Sunday, and God willing, at that morning service, and I'm in the evening. I am intending to be speaking at the West Bay New Testament Church. So I'm making that announcement so that I can inform people what we are seeing and inform people of the need for them. In other words, to galvanize, particularly Jamaicans in Cayman, but of course anyone else that want to assist, because there is tremendous need. And I do remember that Jamaica assisted us.
Yes.
In Ireland, Jamaica was one of the first ones that sent in a plane, and Honduras, the Bay Islands, brought up a boat. They were the first ones. Jerry Hines piloted the boat himself 2 weeks after his son had died, got killed in an accident. He brought that boat up loaded with supplies and water. Man, so we must remember these things. And so my humanitarian efforts continue. But the government started, the premier started the whole thing off. But we have now jumped in to assist. But she started, she's done a good job of it.
Yes.
And I do hope that Caymanians will remember that we had our hour, and we just missed this one, God's blessing on us. So that I wanted to announce that, and hopefully people will attend those two. They will be having their regular services, but I will be making that announcement about our intentions, what I found, and what we are going to do now.
Can you repeat when that is going to take place again, sir?
Sunday morning at the Pentecostal Church, United Pentecostal Church in Georgetown, and West Bay, the New Testament Church. I intend to make that announcement at their service on Sunday evening, God willing.
Now, if I could pick your brains for a second, Mr. Bush, when it comes to logistics, Jamaica is much closer to us than, say, St. Vincent and the Grenadines or Grenada. Does that help in terms of our ability to provide more supplies, for them, rather than having to use an aircraft? We could use vessels as well to provide support.
There would be some things that we would have to do. Like we came up yesterday, and we brought some medical supplies on the regular flight. So something like that can be done, right? But definitely we have shipping once a week from Jamaica. And Black River itself is close enough for smaller vessels to serve us. And so we yes, definitely, you hit the nail on the head. We will be using containers for certain things and shipping as such. Because there's needs, across the board, we'll see. And Caymanians need to be thankful. Yes, we got our own problems. We know that.
Yep.
We know we got our own needs. But there are other people that are worse off than us. And when we were worse off than them, they came to our aid.
That's
and
true.
I'm not one of them to say no to Jamaica. As far as I'm concerned, I've descended from Jamaica, and personally, I have a great interest and a love and a respect for the country.
Before you go, sir.
Yes. Dr. Steve, how are you?
I'm fine, sir. Before you go, I met a gentleman not long ago who is a dentist here. And I had a good long conversation with him. And he was telling me a story of how he met you. He said he was, somebody told him that Cayman needed a dentist, and he was making the application. And somebody said to him, the best thing to do is to call the leader of government business, which was Mark Bush. And he says that when he called on the phone, that you answered him directly, personally. And he said he never believed that could have happened. And he asked you if he could make an application to get the job as a dentist in the dental clinic. And you said, yes, go ahead and do it. And so he's one of your friends and one of your admirers, and one of the people who has great respect for your ability.
Oh, okay.
So he's still here. In the dental clinic, yes.
Oh, okay. Good.
Okay. So, Mr. Bush, while we still have you, Dr. McField and myself, I saw an article in the Guardian newspaper that I read a few days ago, and it was talking about Caribbean leaders calling for a Marshall Plan to help rebuild after Hurricane Beryl. We fully support, assisting. We have to, be our brothers and our sisters' keepers, but the focus in the Caribbean, in many Caribbean countries, and some of them are not as fortunate as we are, but the focus needs to be on rebuilding stronger and better, because if that is done, then, you probably won't have to continue to rebuild over and over again. What do you think about that, sir?
Well, I must say that I got distracted with the meat of what you were asking. I'm sorry.
Coming in, but the importance of Caribbean countries building better and stronger. That is one of the things that you said after Hurricane Ivan, that we're going to be rebuilt, and we're going to rebuild. We're going to be better, and we're going to be stronger. And
you yourself know much about what went down with Ivan.
Yes,
because you were in the heart and soul of it. But the one good example is this. We complain about planning, a lot of things about planning, but just look at what happened with us. If we have not had good planning laws that forced us to do things that perhaps we didn't want to do, people didn't want to do, we would have been much worse off, and we were hit hard enough as it does.
Yep.
But Cayman has beefed up since then as well, our code and restriction. Yeah, we got problems with beach building and that sort of thing. But on the whole, we need and we must continue to be strict about building and about our codes. Now we know that we shouldn't be building close to the sea. It was the reason why our old people didn't do that,
That's right.
Don't think that was stupidness on their part.
Yep.
And I never did link to that. But meaning that I never wondered whether I want to live on the beach, or even pumped up land as someone is doing now. But we need to really, really put ourselves in place for better building our ports. Build it in the safest place, and Caymanians must accept that. As a country, we are growing. We are not dying. We hope not. And we have to build in the right places, with especially our infrastructure.
Sir, I just want to ask you something. I don't know if you I know you're part of the present establishment. What has happened to the idea that Cayman would start producing its own insurance policies for Caymanians through Synico, home insurance and motor insurance?
We started now, Doc. Doc, we started, and we intend to go further with it, because people have cussed Synico, but I can tell the world they better be thankful that we have Synico,
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Well, you can see what we have started, but you remember it, Dr. Steve, and I'm glad you raised it, because it obviously remembers it, that was discussed a long time ago.
Yes.
And we just got started in the public, maybe 20 years, Doc.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Maybe.
Yeah. And the last thing I just want to ask you about your case, that you and your regime has had a lot of ups and downs in the country, with the establishment, about your case and your behavior and about this and about that. And then what I noticed, and somebody called in this morning, but I didn't get to answer them properly, and I don't think that it would be good for me to answer them properly on the radio. Mm-hmm. But something strikes me as being odd. After you were acquitted by your peers, by the jurors of the Cayman Islands who did this, who did justice to your case and acquitted you, I see now that the judge who stopped your case before this last one has now gone back and said that he made a mistake.
I don't think was any mistake, and we will hold out. Both of them, Dr. Steve, I'll just say this because we don't know what they are doing.
Yes.
I can say this much. Everybody know that I have stood up against the British intrusion.
Well, that's what I wanted to get to.
They know that. They know that I had to take them to court in the court of first instance in Europe when I was leader of government to stop them from trying to put in a law that would have damaged our financial services and damaged the country. I have stopped them. I would not accede to them putting income, property, and value-added tax here. I will not accede to their marriage laws. I didn't do none of those things, and I will never do it. And so they have tried in always to embarrass me. They have tried always to stop me. They couldn't stop me at the polls. The last one, they came close, but Psalm 27 caught them. And they know now, if they break me financially, I have to get legal aid. I have to get legal aid. I don't have that kind of money. I'm already heading theirs in debt from their treasures before. They know all of this because they go and check accounts. Don't think they don't do it. They do it.
Yes, and
so my lawyers have said leave it to them, and when it comes, they will meet it head on. I have a good lawyer in Brady. Yeah, Mr. Brady.
Yes.
I can tell you, he had done excellent. Even they stopped him from trying to get a QC.
KC?
The same thing. What you call Dr. Steve, equality around, I think you lawyers call
Yes.
it.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And I got up in court and opposed it. They still went ahead. But thank God we had a good jury in this one. We had a good jury in the last one. But I'll say this much about the first ones. That those two ladies had already given their position. And if April Cummins' statement stopped it for abusive process, that whole abusive process went straight through, right straight. And I will say this again, and I'll say it before, and I'll say it again. Martin Roper was part and parcel. I received letter, had a fight with him on the phone, and we received a WhatsApp telling me I must resign. He had no business in it, and he was head and heirs in it. Not only him one, but others. And so, as my lawyer has said, they will meet them head on.
Well, I remember the first case that we were in. I remember how that was interfered with at the highest point in our country, and we were so happy to have gotten those messages, those emails that were sent back and forth between the establishment. And I remember when we got those emails where they said, well, we are sure that he's going to be convicted, and when he does, we are going to open a bottle of bubbly. I'll never forget that. Yep. I'll never forget that.
Mr. Bush, I want to thank you.
Yes.
Thank you very much, for joining us this morning and passing on that information as well. And we wish for you safe travels also, sir.
If you could repeat it.
Yes, sir, one more time. Go right ahead, sir.
About the church. I'm reminding them that we are meeting. We'll be making the announcement at the United Pentecostal on Sunday morning at their morning service to inform the public of what we've done so far, what the government has done, what the Premier has done, and what we are now going to do. And that's there. And then I'm inviting other church people to come to, I will be making the same announcement at the New Testament Church in West Bay on Sunday evening, and I invite particularly all Jamaicans to come because we need them to galvanize. Now, I know some church has already started, but we need to put our full effort behind it because the need is great. Also, when you see some of the pitiful cases that I've seen. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you very much, sir. Safe travels as well, folks. Gone way past our commercial break. Please stay tuned for the record. We'll be back shortly.
You know who this is? That same old girl that went to Hollywood and Panama? Well, guess what? The fun ain't done yet. Because this year, I'm going to country concerts in Denver. I got kick up my heels in Times Square. I got keep living the dream with Cayman Airways. We so blessed to have them. I tell you what though, this old girl's feeling younger than ever.
Make your travel dreams come true with Cayman Airways, offering international non-stop flights from Cayman to New York, Miami, Tampa, Denver, Los Angeles, Panama, Kingston, Mobay, La Ceiba, and Havana. Enjoy free rum punch, free in-flight entertainment, free seat selection, and free meals on select flights. Call 949-2311, contact a travel agent, or visit CaymanAirways.com.
There you go, sir. Thanks for choosing JN Money Transfer.
Boy, thanks to JN Money Transfer, I can stay right here in Cayman and pay mama bills back home in Jamaica. Her water, light, phone and other bills never late. Every month I pay everything in one place.
Make payments to over 30 companies in Jamaica through JN Money Transfer. Fast, affordable, convenient. Call 1-800-744-1163 for details.
When it comes to weekly meal prep, I trust Kirk Market to provide the best value for quality proteins. The butchers at Kirk Market are super helpful. They always slice my steaks perfectly. Kirk Market has everything I need for healthy and flavorful protein-packed meals. From lean cuts of CAB choice beef, tender CAB prime beef, the juiciest pork, and all-natural hormone-free poultry, to their seafood section with everything from fresh local snapper to omega-3 rich salmon. I choose Kirk Market for the highest quality proteins to support my healthy lifestyle. Kirk Market. Eat well, live well, and discover a world of choice.
Don't forget you can share your feedback on Plan Cayman, the proposed development plan for the Cayman Islands. You can access the planning statement at www.plancayman.ky and submit your feedback online or at the ongoing public consultation meetings. Online feedback can be made at plancayman.ky until July 30th.
Tune in every Monday through Friday at 12 p.m. for Radio Cayman's Midday Newscast. Radio Cayman, the people's station, your trusted official source for the latest news. The 12 p.m. news is proudly brought to you by Health City Cayman Islands. World-class healthcare within your reach.
Hello, Cayman. I am your contestant number 4, Reagan Rutty, representing the beautiful district of East End, and I am sponsored by Kirk Freeport. I'm inviting you to our sashing event, Hearts of the Universe, on July 27th at 6 p.m. at the National Gallery. Come out and support the 2024 contestants. There will be raffle tickets on sale, and you will get an opportunity to meet me and hear all about my journey to the crown. Special thanks to our pageant sponsors, the Cayman Islands Ministry of Tourism and Transport, Ministry of Border Control, Labor and Culture, Compass Media, Cayman Airways, Radio Cayman, Caymanian Times, Loop Cayman, King Sports Center, The Finishing Touch, and Kirk Freeport. See you there.
For the Record with Orrett Connor.
Good morning. Welcome back to For the Record. We have about 6 minutes really before we go back to our commercial break because we were late on one. Meanwhile, what I'm going to do, I'm going to share with you the press release that was issued this morning and for immediate release. The government has pointed out that due to a global issue that has affected our CrowdStrike antivirus software, many Cayman Islands government systems have been impacted. The Computer Services Department is working with CrowdStrike on a necessary fix and is urgently striving to restore this issue as quickly as possible. During this time, many public-facing services will be impacted. We ask for your patience and understanding. We will provide further updates as soon as more information becomes available. So we wanted to share that with you. This person has written this early this morning, so I have to share this with you now. Person says, "Good morning. I have so much more I would like to comment on regarding the subject you were speaking about. First question, did the Eastern Caribbean islands come begging with hands held out? I think that's how you referred to it. I think it's a situation of Cayman rushing to them because we wish to be seen as the rich and prosperous Cayman Islands." And the person is absolutely right in that regard. What I was talking about in terms of the hands out was in relation to the Guardian article that I hadn't shared with you all at that point in time, about calling for a Marshall Plan to address the situation. So no, Grenada didn't come with their hands out. St. Vincent and Grenadines didn't come with their hands out. Jamaica didn't come with their hands out. We reached out to them. So you're absolutely right with that. Then they go on to say, I think it's a situation of Cayman rushing to them because we wish to be seen as the rich and prosperous Cayman Islands. No, I disagree with that. Yes. We went to them because that is what we are all about. That is a part of our DNA to be helpful
We have
to
always
others.
done that, even when we were not rich and powerful. We have always helped people, and we have always helped our neighbor.
Exactly.
And held our hands out to other people.
Yeah. Then they go on to say we have ministers in this government who are overly ambitious and want these grandiose accolades, etc. Particularly, we have a minister who is okay, no, I'm not going to get into the personal stuff, as well. Let's see what else is there. That in Cayman, we believe that we are the number one Caribbean tourism, and that is simply not factual. Jamaica had 3.3 million tourists last year, the majority of which were stayover. Barbados had 1.5 million during the same period. Why are we neglecting our own people just to look like a savior to everyone else? Person goes on to say, I'm a kind and giving person and follow God's principles of loving our neighbors and giving assistance when needed. But I can tell you that there are many Caymanians whose homes are not hurricane ready. Most households do not have generators, yet we can give away generators to the residents in these areas. And they go on to say, well, yes, we have people in the Cayman Islands who are in need. But like I said before, we can walk and chew gum at the same time. And we have various arms of government that are responsible for looking out for those areas as well. And we do pretty good in terms of taking care of our own. Sometimes we, as citizens and Caymanians ourselves, need to shoulder some of the responsibility as well. Ms. Susan, you want me to grab one caller before we go?
Yes.
Let's grab the caller. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning, OC. Good morning, Dr. Steve.
Oh, good morning, Mr.
Billy.
Samamba.
Yeah, fine, thanks.
I'm glad you called this morning because I have not a client, a person who has a family member in Canada.
Yeah.
And they were asking me if I knew anybody out there because they wanted. It's not a legal case that there's any solicitor-client relationship in it. Apparently, they have a family member in Canada who became sort of indigent and was taken in by the government there to is looking after their family member, and the family member that's in Cayman has his Canadian passport, and they in the home in which they have placed him wants to get the passport, and they were asking me if they know the passport belongs to the government of Canada, if they could just send it over. And I said, well, I would ask someone over there what they thought about that, or maybe they should go and take it over there to make sure that the person receives it and that they gives it to the right person. So what do you think about that, Mr. Samamba?
Okay, you mean this is like they want to send their passport from Cayman to Canada?
They want to send a passport to their brother who's now in a home.
Okay, so they can't send it directly to their home?
No, they don't know who they have no connection with whom. The home wrote them, discovered that that the sister lives here and the sister has his passport because the sister took him back there and then she kept his passport for him because he was going to this home. But the home now needs so she wants to
I can send you my address in the email, and then we can take it up from there. Whatever I can do to help, if there's something physical that has to be done, then I can do that.
Yes, thank you for that.
Yeah. Okay, good.
Okay.
Well, very quickly on the point that you were mentioning about helping other countries.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I know that whenever a country gives to another country, you think about your own, and sometimes you say, well, why could some of that money come this way, and so on. But I seem to recall during Ivan, that was the time I had just come to Cayman, during Ivan, I remember people I knew, for example, from the police force in the BVI, who came over to Cayman for about a week to 10 days to assist Cayman in recovery efforts.
Yes.
Now, and I thought that this is just something that you do at a regional level, to assist each other. Now, maybe the amount might be an issue. But okay, I can understand that. But really the idea that you are helping neighbors to recover from hurricanes, and especially neighbors who are less well endowed in terms of resources than Cayman is, like Grenada and Jamaica and so on. I don't know why that really should be an issue, although I respect people's views. But I just seem to, I just recall how Cayman has been assisted in the past before as well. But are you close to the news? I wanted to comment a little bit on some of the stuff Mr. Bush said. First of all, it is really a shame that a judge brought to Cayman to overlook a case of a very prominent person in society now says that they made a mistake.
Oh yes, yes. Go on, Mr. Samambo. I want to hear your view on that.
Yeah, they made a mistake, and it seems to me from what I read yesterday, because they made a mistake, the DPP now is saying, oh yeah, because the judge made a mistake, we are now going to appeal to the Court of Appeal so that part of the judgment is restored. I think that's ridiculous.
Me too, Mr. Samamba, and it reeks of a particular outcome. It doesn't seem to be anything about justice anymore. It seems to be a vindictive decision. That's what it seems to the public, and that's the reason why I brought it up this morning, because I have never seen that before. In all the judgments that I have read, I have never seen that before.
Go ahead, Billy.
Yeah, and you see, there's one or two cases. I think there's a case called Boyce, Boyce, which went, I think, to the Privy Council. It became like a back and forth in a similar way. And the Privy Council they said, look, you can't keep going back and forth. In the end, the whole appearance of justice is undermined. Mm-hmm. And then when you look at those particular cases, those were the less serious cases than even the one that he was acquitted about. And then I think that what the DPP should do should exercise the discretion that a DPP always has, is to say that because of the loss of the appearance of justice, I will use my discretion not to appeal it. And by the way, this is 1 out of 4 charges. No, the DPP has got power to exercise their prosecutorial discretion to say on the face of it, I don't want to proceed with this. It's a smaller charge, and it will look as if we are, persecuting somebody. And because even if they take it to the Court of Appeal may possibly also say the same thing.
Mm-hmm. I have a question there, Billy. Do you think that the comments after the case and the attacks, yes. I should say, quote-unquote perceived attacks on the DPP could have strengthened their resolve to go ahead and now appeal this as well? Do you think the comments after the case was helpful?
Yes, I think, you see, this is the issue, although they say that the DPP under the Constitution is not subject to the direction of any other person or authority. But sometimes what is said by people does exert a certain amount of pressure. And that is why the DPP really should exercise their discretion and say, even in terms of expenditure of government money on this issue, I think taking into account all the circumstances of the case, I think what the DPP should say, look, I have a discretion under the law to continue to discontinue a prosecution. I will not take this further because I think substantial justice has been done. That's another term which the court uses. Very quickly, I think to agree with Mr. Bush. Mr. Bush has asked for the inquiry into. I think he was very specific in what he asked for, in that he was trying to find out what the connection is between the Commissioner of Police and the DPP and the government. But I think there should be a broader inquiry similar to the one they have concluded in the BVI, because the other thing is that you can't investigate the DPP on their own, because they prosecute cases investigated by the RCIPS. And sometimes the DPP will tell you, well, we can't do better than the evidence which is given to us. They sometimes prosecute cases from the Anti-Corruption Commission. So DPP's office is tied in with other offices. And also the Judicial and Legal Service Commission is the one that disciplines the DPP and recommends the appointment of the DPP to the governor. And so you can't investigate the DPP without investigating all the law enforcement agencies, which is including the courts, which is what they did in the British Virgin Islands. Lastly, if I've got 30 seconds, what Mr. Bush said about Roper, the last Governor Roper, I think is absolutely correct. That governor, in my view, did a lot of inappropriate things. You know the whole thing about the Privy Council being given an expenses-free holiday to come to the Cayman Islands. The government spent about $250,000 to give a holiday to the judges as well as their spouses. To me, that was intended to influence them. You know, my big case against the judiciary was on the way to the Privy Council at that time. And to me, that had to do with them being influenced when they came here. And then when they came here, who were they partying with? They were partying with the very people whose conduct I was calling into question, that is the governor and so forth. And then eventually, one of the judges, I won't call his name, one of the judges who dismissed my case in the Privy Council was one of the judges who had come to Cayman 6 months previously and enjoyed this holiday. And when I asked for the pictures, for them to give me pictures and videos, they refused. I had to go to the ombudsman, but now I have the pictures and I have all the governor and them, enjoying themselves. But thanks very much.
Thank you very much. We got to go to a commercial break. Thank you very much. Billy, folks, please stay tuned for the record. We'll be back shortly.
At Doctors Hospital, we know life happens, and usually when you least expect it. So when unexpected medical issues arise, you need quality care close to home. Located in the heart of Georgetown, our accomplished team of physicians and medical staff treat minor urgent conditions such as migraines, chest and abdominal pain, shortness of breath, burns, broken bones, open wounds, and more. 24 hours, 7 days a week with no appointment necessary. Peace of mind is important when life happens. At Doctors Hospital, we're always here just for you. Need to speak to someone? Call 949-6066.
Share your feedback on Plan Cayman, the proposed development plan for the Cayman Islands. You can access the planning statement at www.plancayman.ky and submit your feedback online or at the ongoing public consultation meetings. Online feedback can be made at plancayman.ky until July 30th.
You know who this is? That same old girl that went to Hollywood and Panama? Well, guess what? The fun ain't done yet. Because this year, I'm going to country concerts in Denver. I got kick up my heels in Times Square. I got keep living the dream with Cayman Airways. We so blessed to have them. I tell you what though, this old girl's feeling younger than ever.
Make your travel dreams come true with Cayman Airways, offering international non-stop flights from Cayman to New York, Miami, Tampa, Denver, Los Angeles, Panama, Kingston, Mobay, La Ceiba, and Havana. Enjoy free rum punch, free in-flight entertainment, free seat selection, and free meals on select flights. Call 949-2311, contact a travel agent, or visit CaymanAirways.com.
When it comes to weekly meal prep, I trust Kirk Market to provide the best value for quality proteins. The butchers at Kirk Market are super helpful. They always slice my steaks perfectly. Kirk Market has everything I need for healthy and flavorful protein-packed meals. From lean cuts of CAB choice beef, tender CAB prime beef, the juiciest pork, and all-natural hormone-free poultry, to their seafood section with everything from fresh local snapper to omega-3 rich salmon. I choose Kirk Market for the highest quality proteins to support my healthy lifestyle. Kirk Market. Eat well, live well, and discover a world of choice.
The Ministry of Education and the Passport and Corporate Services Office remind all students traveling to and from school overseas to ensure their passports are valid for both travel and entry into their destination country. Passports should be renewed at least 10 weeks before departure, and any necessary student visas must be obtained. For passport services, contact the Passport and Corporate Services Office at 649-7678. For Ministry Ministry of Education scholarship inquiries, contact scholarships@gov.ky. This message is brought to you by the Ministry of Education and the Passport and Corporate Services Office.
Social media, X, formerly Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Interact with our talk shows on YouTube. Download our official Radio Cayman app, or you can log on to our website, www.radiocayman.gov.ky. You can also add us to WhatsApp
on 925-3261.
All the latest information, breaking news, community events, and more. Radio Cayman.
For the Record with Orrett Connor.
Good morning. Welcome back to For the Record. We have about 3 minutes and we're going to go back to our last commercial break. Mm-hmm. But that's because, we got off course, a little bit and we're back on course now. Now, this one I'm going to share with you because there are some people within the Caribbean and right here in the Cayman Islands who advocate for measures like this and who like, bold, quote unquote, bold moves like this. And I think, Doc, I shared this one with you. Government orders Canoan Group CEO to leave St. Vincent and the Grenadines. It says the order came after confrontational, quote, confrontational interaction with Prime Minister Gonsalves 4 days after devastating hurricane. After the devastating hurricane, it says the Governor General has issued an exclusion order for Batu Arem, Canoan Group CEO and Vice President of the Vincent and the Grenadines Hotel Association. The order was issued after a July 4th interaction between Arem, who is said to have been born in Turkey, and Prime Minister Ralph Gonsalves in the southern Grenadines island. The order came despite a July 5th letter from Arem to Gonsalves and the St. Vincent and the Grenadines Hotel and Tourism Association, in which Arem expressed, quote, regret over the tone of an interaction between him and Gonsalves 1 day earlier. He said he had not intended for his meeting with Gonsalves 4 days after the devastation wrought by Hurricane Beryl to be marked by a confrontational tone. On Tuesday in Canoan, Eyewitness News, that's one of the news services in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, asked Gonsalves if it was true that the government had decided to deport Arem. Not deport. The Governor General issued an exclusion order. Yes. The Prime Minister said, it's an order which the Governor General, if she deems that any person who is an alien who is not conducive to good order and peace that can be executed from the country, that can be excluded from the country, asked if there was any particular action or activity that had influenced the head of state's decision. Gonsalves said, and I quote, I can't discuss that. I don't go behind the Governor General's determination. He said that the decision is subject to review, adding that the order issued under the Exclusion of Aliens Act can be reviewed. In his July 5th letter, Arem addressed the events that occurred during the recent meeting between him and Gonsalves in Canoan. He said that as the representative of the Canoan Group and vice president of the St. Vincent and the Grenadines Hotel and Tourism Association, he had been working closely with the tourism bodies of the government to benefit Canoan and increase tourism recognition and prosperity for all St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Our first meeting occurred under stressful circumstances during an emergency crisis, Arem said. After 4 days of intense efforts to support our community, I did not intend for our interaction to be marked by a confrontational tone. If my response seemed animated, please understand that it was driven by a deep passion for the islands and its people. And he said that he didn't, it goes on. But again, it goes to show you, if you disrespect the head of government, and if you disrespect that person and you are not a citizen of that country, then there could be consequences. And like I said, Caribbean people like these kind of actions. We always talked about, our late national hero, Mr. Jim Barton,
yes.
That, he would
that.
take the same actions.
He did the same, and in fact, that was in our law. That was in our law.
Yeah.
He did that, and if you came and you did corrupt business practices here, and if you shafted Caymanians and stuff,
Cabinet
he would put
could issue an exclusion
order and put you on the stop list.
Yep.
Not only an exclusion order, but a stop list in different countries you couldn't return.
Yep. Very interesting. Interesting.
That's what we need. We need leaders to start doing that to some people here.
Yep. Of course, we are a country of laws as well. Let's take our last commercial break. Please stay tuned. For the record, we'll be back shortly. Yeah, that was interesting.
So much happening so fast, too much. It is hard for me to follow my healthcare instructions. The private counseling with West Bay Pharmacy literally saved my life.
At West Bay Pharmacy, we know how complex medications can be. Our pharmacists are delighted to offer you personalized one-on-one healthcare counseling, free medication review, therapeutic callbacks, and we will liaise with your physician to ensure you receive the best in quality medical care.
Quality of life has a whole new meaning with the right pharmacy to support you. Thank you, West Bay Pharmacy.
West Bay Pharmacy in Centennial Towers. Convenient quality care is just around the corner. Now you can WhatsApp your West Bay Pharmacy prescriptions to 516-0777.
July is Laundry Month at Brand Source Home Gallery. Get ready to save big with 15% off on all washers and dryers, both domestic and commercial, and 30% off on selected laundry items.
Is your washer or dryer on its last spin? Now's the time to upgrade. From GE, LG, Samsung, Beko, Electrolux to Frigidaire, save up to 30% on laundry appliances during the month of July.
Visit Brand Source Home Gallery on Dorsey Drive in Industrial Park or call 623-5000.
Check out brandsourcecayman.com for more deals. Voted Best Appliance Store of 2023.
At Kirk's Home Center, we can make your life much better. We got it all together. We got a great deal in store for you. From cookware to stereos, from power tools to plumbing supplies. Yeah, we got the best goods with the best price and a service to make you smile. Kirk's Home Center, we got a great deal in store for you.
Mango season, you gotta love it. The Cayman Islands National Museum is pleased to feature Lukia, the family-friendly Mango Fest at the museum. Saturday, July 20th from 4 to 8 p.m. Purchase mangoes and other products by local artisans and specialty vendors, local food, live music, mango peeling, and eating competition. Take in all the sweet and unique flavors of the long, round, Julie mango, and so many more. Lukia at the museum on the waterfront. Saturday, July 20th from 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. Lukia is proudly sponsored by the Cayman Islands Department of Tourism.
Share your feedback on Plan Cayman, the proposed development plan for the Cayman Islands. You can access the planning statement at www.plancayman.ky and submit your feedback online or at the ongoing public consultation meetings. Online feedback can be made at plancayman.ky until July 30th.
The sun is out and summer vibes are in at the Miss Global International Pop-Up Fashion Show with sustainable couture, sizzling island vibes swimwear, and evening wear. Saturday, July 27th at the Wharf Restaurant, starting at 6 p.m. and ends with Dancing Under the Stars. Tickets are only $25 and includes canapes and a drink of your choice. Let's beat the summer heat with a night of fun and meet our 2024 Miss Global International Cayman Islands and Miss Global International Philippines. Tickets available on Eventpro.
For the Record with Orrett Connor.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. We're on the last leg of the show. We're closing off the phone lines now, Miss Susan, closing off the phone lines. I want to share the remainder of this article, and then I have something else, and then we're going to throw the mic over to Dr. McField for him. So, Doc, it seems as if this Turkish national in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, he was trying to organize a steering committee for aid coordination on the island where in Canoan following the hurricane. So Gonzalez told him that there is only one government in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and noted that Canoan is part of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. The source said that the Prime Minister also told Aram that all aid would be distributed through the state operation at the Canoan police station under the leadership of the head of the police in that island as well. And it says here that a source also told Eyewitness News that the Prime Minister is alleged to have threatened to have Aram deported the following day. Well, if he did, he certainly acted. Now, I don't know what has happened since, because it was something that could be placed under review, and that's the case. But we had similar situations here in Cayman. Now, don't forget, after Hurricane Ivan, we had a situation. Yes, the government administration building was damaged. I know in the cabinet office we had leaks and stuff like that, but Miss Carmina and myself and the other staff, we still were able to work out of that office. But cabinet meetings were held at a law firms, in their conference room.
Yes.
And our political leaders were made to feel they were made to feel like second-class citizens.
Were they?
Because the governor at that time, Bruce Dinwiddie, bless his soul, and others, those within the particular law firm and stuff, they wanted to hijack proceedings, and cabinet. We even had one lawyer who wanted to write legislation.
Well,
so that was when the Caymanian politicians realized that this thing is getting out of hand. The first thing they did was no more meetings are going to be held in that, but in that location. But that was happening in Cayman. So it's not unusual. Yes, the foreigners, they want to be helpful. They try to be helpful as much as possible. But
they want to take over.
They want to take over.
Yes.
So one of our listeners, and I'm extremely thankful for this as well, and I think I mentioned some of it, Grenada received over $40 million from CCRIF, that is the Caribbean Catastrophic Insurance Fund, right? But the person says, but let's be realistic. Even with an insurance payout, the damage and recovery of insured and uninsured assets is significant. It won't cover everything. That doesn't calculate economic loss from no tourism, private sector businesses, etc., that were uninsured. The needs are great and the burden on the government is significant. Our donations are significant to us, but a drop in the bucket to the bills these countries are now facing. And I agree.
That's true.
I agree with that. But the leaders of those countries have to take responsibility, because hurricanes don't just show up like that. The same way that we know Christmas Day is the 25th of November. We know hurricane season is from June to November. And over the years, many of these countries have been destroyed by hurricane. They have rebuilt and they have been destroyed again. That is why it is so important to invest to rebuild better and stronger as well. Doc, over to you.
Well, I would just want to say somebody a few days ago were in a conversation with me, and they were trying to ascertain why is it that some politicians continue to get elected, especially in our jurisdiction. There are certain politicians who have been elected now 16, 17, 20 years in positions of leadership in government.
Mm-hmm.
And I was trying to explain to them what some of the characteristics that allows that to happen, from the political point of view. So I want to share what I told that person several days ago.
Okay.
I want to say in politics, personality matters. You must have charisma to be able to relate to the people, to your people. A long-serving politician must have a magnetic personality. And he or she must not look uncomfortable on stage.
Mm-hmm.
Some politicians look uncomfortable on stage. And a factor is instincts. You have to have understanding of the nuances of your people, the people that you serve. And that is the reasons why the people who have those characteristics always come out on top when it comes to the polls and after the polls, and why they're successful, and why some politicians who are smart and say they're smart are not elected. It's because they do not have those kind of characteristics. So I just want to close with that.
Yeah, that is important. And
yes.
You know, we have a former leader of government business who's no longer in politics. But I'm made to understand that when he was grooming his successor,
yes,
pointed out to him, these are the houses that you have to go to. And when you go there, you go and you sit down in their kitchen with them, and you eat with them. You talk the way that they talk, as well. You have to make it personal. It has to be personal. Now, the population in Cayman Islands is getting much larger, and politicians will use surrogates to assist and go and knock on doors for them. They're now, in several years now, they have been using polling and stuff like that, as well. But there is nothing like that personal touch.
Yes. And, they're complaining about single-member constituencies, but when they had to relate to 2,000, 3,000 people to be able to get elected, they did a better job. Now they have single-member constituencies where the population in their constituencies, the elected population is less than 2,000. They seem to, but I don't have to do much anymore now. But that's one reason why they're not too successful. There are some politicians who actually are infallible. They understand the nuances of their people, and they work towards that. And that is the reason why they're long-standing, and that's the reason why some of them today, who are in the government today, people are complaining about, well, why he or she has been there so long. That's the reason why they're there for such a long time. So I just wanted to throw those little pointers out. It's a good show.
Thank you.
As usual, and thank you for asking me. And I look forward to you calling me. Whenever I see your number comes up on my phone, I say, okay, OC, calling me. I have to prepare myself to go to Hague.
So very quickly, I'm going to try to cover a little bit of this about the Marshall Plan. So Caribbean leaders struggling to raise hundreds of millions after Hurricane Beryl wiped out entire islands have asked the United Kingdom government to back a Marshall Plan to rebuild their devastated countries. The hurricane, which made landfall in the Caribbean on the 1st of July, killed at least 11 people. There's probably more now, but the reporting on that is probably, they're not doing that anymore. Demolished more than 90% of buildings in parts of Grenada and St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and left thousands homeless and without running water, electricity, and flood. The letter addressed to the Foreign Secretary, David Lammy, and the Chancellor, Rachel Reeves, points to the continuous pattern of destructive hurricanes in the Caribbean, with Dominica losing more than 200% of its GDP after damage from Hurricane Maria in 2017. The letter, signed by the Prime Ministers of Antigua and Barbuda, St. Vincent and the Grenadines and Grenada, warned that Caribbean countries cannot sustain the rising debt from rebuilding again and again. The letter calls for immediate debt cancellation provided through a prearranged mechanism that triggers automatically in the event of a qualifying disaster such as the current one. Likening the impact of hurricanes on the Caribbean nations to a nuclear Armageddon, the letter proposes an initiative similar to the U.S. $13 billion Marshall Plan to rebuild Europe after the Second World War. That $13 billion is equivalent to $227 billion in today's world. The Caribbean version would include cheapest loans, debt restructuring options, impoverished access to grants for climate-related changes, and a large-scale program to build green and resilient infrastructure and stronger. And that is, that is really quite noble of them to call for that. But in doing that and in calling for all of that, they have to get their people to build better, to build stronger, and they have to ensure that their budgets and the finances that they generate in their own countries are put towards protecting their own people as well. That is incumbent upon the political leaders who are elected. Folks, I want to thank everyone. I want to thank Dr. Steve McField for being here this morning as well. I just want to remind you again that we are our brothers and our sisters keepers. There is always someone out there who's less fortunate than we are. I ask you to extend a helping hand to them. If you can't do that, then I suggest you donate to a worthy charity, because we always want to consider those who need, not necessarily those who want, or even those who crave. Have a great day. Continue to support Radio Cayman. Join Sterling Dwayne Banks at 12:15 for Talk It In. As usual, we ask the good Lord to bless these three beautiful, wonderful Cayman Islands.
For the record, proudly brought to you by
Brand Source Home Gallery, inspiring luxury, and JN Money. From abroad to yard. Fast, affordable, convenient. Doctors Hospital. Peace of mind is important when life happens. Doctors Hospital, always there for you. Call 949-6066. And Cayman Airways. Call them on 949-2311 to book your nonstop flights to Los Angeles and Panama. And Digicel, Cayman's bigger, better network. And Kirk Market. Experience a world of choice.
Covering Little Cayman, Cayman Bride.
Cover me.
Radio Cayman in the Cayman Islands.